Thank you, Grant, Chairman of Capricorn Enterprise, my fellow candidates, ladies and gentlemen, Fraser Pearce from the Morning Bulletin. Well, this is our fifth time we've had the opportunity to address an audience. We started off at the Capricorn Coast, then we went down to Bajul last week. We're at Mount Chalmers on Sunday and Westwood last night. So it's great to see a turnout for yourselves to come and hear our aspirations and our passion to serve you, the people of our great Rockhampton region. Who is Tim Griffin? Well, I'm fourth generation and proud to be of this region. I've got teenage children. They both attend a local Emmaus State High School. I was educated in this very institution. I'm a professional civil engineer. I have a Masters of Business Administration, and I've also worked internationally in the United Kingdom, where I am a Chartered Fellow of the Institute of Logistics and Transport. That gives you a bit of an idea of who I am and what I can offer for you. I am also very proud that my mum still is active in the community at 80 years of age, and it is that passion that I have to repay the debt that they've provided for myself to have, and the vision and the vigour that I want to give opportunities to future generations of our region. Getting into the priority projects, critical road, rail and air infrastructure. What civil engineer wouldn't love to play with this stuff? Hey? Just tell me that. It's just what makes us go. But my real concern from a management perspective is the transportation sector, which drives our mining, agricultural and our primary industries across our region, equates to 5% of the gross domestic product, which in terms of revenue is very large. Now, the big question is, do we get that returned into our infrastructure bucket on our roads, our rail and our aviation infrastructure? That is a challenge which I believe you want as a leader to lobby both state and federal governments for our lion's share of the revenue generated from this area. We are only small in numbers, but we are great in wealth and the role we play in our economic development of our region. CQIT and CQ University dual sector. At this point I must declare an interest. I am a member of the Central Queensland University Council, a role that I've proudly done when appointed by the Governor of Queensland in 2006. I would fully support this role because I know what education can deliver and the benefits it can give. I was the youngest of 6 children to a railway fettler. I never had shoes until I went to North Rockhampton High School. And that wasn't by choice, but through education you can open so many doors and it opens the ticket. That's not to say that formal education is the best way to proceed. Life experience is useful as well. And for some of that you may not have noticed, I'm getting a bit thin on top and it's getting a bit greyer every day. I was with my mum the other day and she said, "Son, not only are you going bald, you're going grey," as only a mum can do. So certainly support the philosophy of the dual sector university and the opportunities it brings. The Rockhampton Riverfront redevelopment, convention and sporting precincts. When I announced my candidacy back on the 25th of November 2011, I initiated my first pledge to the people of the Rockhampton region, and that is to reinstate a Capricornia Sports Festival for our region to be held in the first term of a Griffin-led mayoralty team. The reason that being is, for 25 years we haven't had an opportunity where competitors from 5 years of age to 105 years of age can compete on a Capricornia basis. And I use the word Capricornia. Not that it will be the Rockhampton, but it will be in partnership with our Gladstone Regional Council and Central Highland Regional Council's members as well. This event tourism will bring the opportunities of some 5,000 competitors to our region. Not just competitors, but support staff, some 12,500 people all up that need to eat, that need a bed, that have disposable income. But better still, it's for sports administrators and also those that want to be involved in sports management. No longer must we have to travel to Townsville or Brisbane to get our re-accreditation. we can learn the theory at this great institution and then apply it with our sports in the future. On the riverfront redevelopment, I spoke with Bernadette George, a social and urban planner, yesterday for half an hour, and we talked about our passion about our weather that we have and the lifestyle which we do have. I came from the United Kingdom where it rains 300 days a year. Here, we're lucky to get 50 days of wet a year. When it comes, it comes. But we have a beautiful environment to enjoy, and I believe our Fitzroy River is underutilised. And as a young chap growing up in the region, I spent many a day up on the freshwater side of the barrage. These days, you probably have 2 or 3 entry points in which you can pull over and have a camp or an access. Tobogganing was a great exercise, and I tell you soon kept an eye out for the crocs as well. The GKI and Yeppoon forefront. On the Yeppoon forefront, I went on the public record in August of 2011 with a letter to the editor of the Morning Bulletin about investigating the viability of a wave pool on the old hospital site. The reason that being is it shows vision and tourism aspects, not just for the people of Rockhampton, not just for the people of the Capricorn Coast, but for Central Queensland and Queensland. We need our lion's share of attractors, and we need things for families to do. GKI, I think the resort development needs to be focused back onto the resort and Wapabara Haven. The actual Lot 21, it's been very contentious, and there's been a lot of issues spoken, and also about the traditional owners' requirements over there. Resort tourism is struggling, particularly island resort tourism, when you see the great accomplishments that today's cruise boat sector are doing. Who would believe in the week of 100 years since the Titanic sank that you can speak to many people who will tell you we're off for a cruise very shortly because it's affordable and it's enjoyable. That's what I want back for the Great Keppel Island Resort. Industrial land. Yes, Gracemere does have potential, but let's not forget, we have Parkhurst. There is an area there, and if it's not fully utilised, let's look to the sectors. Now, we've got to get the high and mixed use correct, but again, if we are developing in an industrial area, we have to ask, what is the payback period for a large investment of an additional $20 million debt to an ever-growing debt which our region is carrying? Now, this is where the international experience comes in. I've had opportunities to deal with the European Investment Bank, where you sit down with the multinationals and you can bring in private investment in your opportunities and reduce the impact on your community. I see as your leader, my role is to advocate for your concerns and for the people that are directly affected in Precinct K and in the Gracemere area, which I do know quite well because my grandparents grew up at Sandy Creek on a dairy farm there, so I know the area very well, is we have to realise that Gracemere is a growing area and we don't want high industrial usage near our residential areas. CQNRL bid. I'm actively promoting a Capricornia Sports Festival, so I firmly believe that we've got to get some runs on the board. And that's why I've committed that we will hold this event with 5,000 competitors and 62 events in October 2014, prior to the commencement of the 2015 season. And if we get the runs on the board, we have a stronger case to say we can deliver with the transportation and the hospitality issues with the NRL bid. Major events, I want to focus on changing and diversifying our image. A focus on recreational event tourism. We have a prime geographical location in Queensland, 8 hours from Townsville, 7.5 hours from Longreach, and 7 hours from Brisbane. We can become a very strong focal point, and we've run many state and national championships here, and let's get back to the basics. And what I am offering you is new thinking, new direction, and new opportunities with a new government in Queensland. Thank you.